Oh, that's different. At 8:45 in an hour, huh? Wait, this is in an hour. I've got an Emirates. I said it's parts Doha in the way. Oh.
Why did you go like that?
Doha arrives at 45 in the morning, and Dubai arrives at 5. Emirates. So Emirates is on the flight, and then we're going to wait until an hour. The last flight is still paid.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls watching us from everywhere in the world. We are streaming live from Sydney Airport. Hello, Bella. I hope you're doing great. And yes, it is. We are quite happy to be streaming again from over here. Really good. This stream will be more of a stream that is just trying to get a view of the planes as such. But hopefully it should be a good one. Let us see how everything works out. And hello Haps, good evening. Oh yes, indeed, the Nightbird for the first time. We are streaming from Sheps Mound in the night as such, 7:50 p.m. and hopefully it's going to be a good one. Hello, Runway, Sydney Airport. Oh, okay. Good to know that you streamed earlier, but why did it drop out? What really happened? Was the internet that bad? Just like how I told you earlier today, was it that bad that it couldn't continue, or did it just drop out on its own? Like, what really happened? Please let us know, because yeah, if that's the case, I believe it's most likely a technical issue and nothing to do with you or, you know, things like that. Okay, we are just waiting for a few heavy arrivals and departures. We did see a bit of aircraft here and there moving, but apart from that, yeah, not much. Let us see if we can get more of the action later today. Hello, Phil. Hello. Good evening, and how are you doing? Yes, indeed, it's a pleasant surprise for us as well that we are streaming. Just about a couple of days ago, we thought of streaming, but we were not too sure what exactly we need to do to get the night stream going on. But it seems to be working quite well, at least for now, to start with. And hopefully, you know, it's going to be a great one. If everything goes well, we are looking to make the night streams a permanent fixture on our channel as such. So let us see how things work out. like I have mentioned earlier, that we usually don't do as much night streams. In fact, we don't do it at all over here in Sydney. We did do quite a lot of it in Tokyo, when we went Tokyo Haneda earlier this year, but nothing out here. So I'm glad, we are doing it today. How good is that, right? So yeah, let us see how things go. Runway Sydney Airport, you say you had to fold your phone up above your head. If I put it too low, it would drop out. Maybe it was blocked by some sort of building if it was near the ground. Wow. Didn't even know that, because I've never really faced that issue. But yeah, I can totally get it. Probably, there was something blocking. You mind me asking, which network do you use? Would it be Telstra or like Optus? What exactly do you use actually? And wishing everyone a very good evening. Thank you very much for joining us on the second stream of the day. Everyone, to all those who have joined us, we have some special liveries coming in tomorrow morning. We have Air Canada coming with the employee livery. We have Xiamen Air coming with some nice livery. I think that's the Planet livery something. And I did see another aircraft as well on Flight Radar 24. So maybe we should get all of those liveries tomorrow. We will be streaming tomorrow morning. So hopefully, you'll all can join us. Then it's going to be one great day to be streaming. Hello Shankar, hello, welcome. How is Melbourne and how are you doing, Shankar? Hopefully you're having a great weekend. Do you all have tomorrow as a holiday, the Anzac Day holiday, the public holiday in Melbourne? I did get to know that not all states in Australia have the Anzac Day holiday, but I believe Queensland has it. I'm not too sure of Melbourne as such. I hope you've had a great weekend anyway, Shankar. Oh, Runway Sydney Airport, Telstra. Yeah, definitely. I'm guessing it's some technical issue. Then I could be wrong. It's not that I'm always right or things like that, but I could be wrong considering Telstra has some really good coverage. I am a bit, quite surprised that would happen. It's happened with me many times with Optus, but yeah. Hey Haps, you finished your night meal. That's very good to know. I hope you've had a nice hearty meal. As you would know, Haps, I did mention that I was feeling quite hungry this morning, and after the stream I just drove to McDonald's, which was not too far away from the spotting location, had my lunch and then went home. I went home, rested, and now as I was driving I was feeling hungry. So just before coming to this spot, this is another spot, not the spot from morning, and I wanted to have actually another McDonald's meal because I'm hungry right now. But let's see, we will stay as such until the end of the stream. Hopefully, we don't feel too much more hungry. Alrighty, we do see aircraft coming in. 7:56 p.m. right now, as you can see on the screen. I'm glad that everything's working well. And hey Haps, if you recollect this morning, you asked me to Zoom and I did tell you that we had some issues with the Zoom. We have now resolved that on the software. So tomorrow morning is going to be a very great one. When we have all the special liveries coming in, it's going to be nice. We will be able to spot it quite well. Oh, okay. So Runway Sydney Airport, it was 5,000 kbps. Wow, definitely one of those holiday blues, I would say, because I have noticed that earlier as well, that public holidays, long weekends and all, it's just a bit too low. And rightly so, you know, you would have noticed the same thing with Wi-Fi. Probably if you have heard or if you have ever experienced this, Wi-Fi and stuff like that, they usually get quite slow around that time. So I'm guessing something like that would have happened. And yep, it's nice to be at Sydney Airport. Let us zoom out a bit and get a view of stuff if it's getting any brighter, but it seems to be way too far. Maybe try zooming in a bit. Yeah, not much. So let us zoom in at the highest level and get that clarity that we want. Yeah, easy. Alrighty, let's look at this one, Qantas. So like I mentioned, everyone, welcome everyone, and like I mentioned, we plan to keep this stream as more of a relaxed stream, considering tomorrow is going to be a very busy morning for us and with the streams. Whoa, we got FedEx here, look at that. Wow, quite a lot of aircraft taxiing. This aircraft is taxiing actually. They're taxiing to runway 34L. Easy. Got that one. That was very nice. Oh yes, Runway Sydney Airport, they do come and they keep asking you. Just on Thursday, like I said, this past Thursday, I was streaming on the other channel of ours, and I was just getting a back of the scenes, you know, the behind the scenes sort of a thing on my other channel. And there were two of these women who came up asking us about stuff. And every morning there's a guy who, I think he's a local. He comes with his car and then, you know, he walks around the beach, and he asked me about the streaming. In fact, yesterday was the best one. When we were streaming, there was a guy that came through from the building, the old ATC tower. You know that, you know, they still use it for training purposes. And there was a guy who came to me to tell me that the F-35 will be making an appearance on runway 16. So not that it would be landing, but just over runway 16 to runway 34 is what it would be passing by at 9:30. And exactly at 9:30 it passed by. So yes, there are quite a lot of people coming in. I do recollect back in January when I was filming, there was a couple. They were seated in the car and they just mentioned that they can see me, and then I asked them to wave out, and it seems to be they were a bit shy, so I asked them just to wave out, and you know, we can just say hi to them on camera and we can feature them. And then yeah, they felt a bit comfortable, and then they waved out. We featured them on camera. So yeah, there's quite a lot of people coming in asking us about the streaming thing. They're quite curious. They always want to know and see the happenings at Sydney Airport, and I'm glad, you know, they keep asking, and I'm glad they asked you as well. You know, probably you would have got one extra subscriber, get those views, and you know, you're able to share so much of that aviation stories, which we usually do. There's a lot of people coming up and then they ask us which runways I use at what time, and you know, what the prerequisites and stuff for using a particular runway would be. Not that we are very technical with stuff, but we do know that when it's very windy, runway 25, that is the east-west runway, is being used. So usually we like sharing all of that information with people who come up to us and talk to us, and we're always happy. Even right now, it seems to be a bit quieter at Sheps Mount, considering, you know, it's already night time, but there are some people waiting for the departure of Emirates flight EK 413, I believe, to Dubai, and perhaps Qatar Airways as well. There's quite a lot of time for those aircraft to depart, but you know, still it's going to be a wonderful one regardless. Whoa, 2,000 subscribers. Very nice, very nice. Congratulations, Runway Sydney Airport, 2,000 subscribers. You're doing a great job, mates. Like I would say, a subscriber count and all is like fine. All you need to do is just enjoy what you do, get the streams out. In fact, get the videos out. Streams, people do watch it when it's live and things like that. But then eventually what happens is they do remember your videos. So specifically, I would say, yeah, with the streams, good enough. But yeah, maybe get some videos out as well. It's going to be really nice, because once you watch a particular video, it's quite simple. Someone watches our stream, then the next time they happen to get the notification for the stream, and likewise with videos as well. So yeah, put out some videos, put out streams, maybe a mix of everything, and it should work out well. I think things will work out well. So good luck to you on your channel, and hopefully we get to see a lot more people coming up to us, having a chat and things as such. Okay, HAPS says it's located 5-minute walk from Yokohama station. Staying here. Okay, so your hospital is 5 minutes away from Yokohama station, is it? I hope everything's well with you, mates. And yeah, please get well soon. I hope your recovery goes well. And we hope to see you back in good health very, very soon. Alrighty guys, I will just go on mute for a while. It seems to be some people want to talk to us, so we will be back shortly. All right, guys. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm back. Hey, Hab. So, okay, I'm glad that you will be discharged from hospital sometime this week. That is really good news. And I'm really happy and delighted for you to go back home. In fact, it's going to be one hell of a nice time to see you go back home. So yes, Haps, hopefully everything goes well with you, and we will of course meet in our next live stream. Not next live stream. Next live stream is just tomorrow morning, but of course the stream after that is when we will be meeting from your home as such, because this week you will be discharged. So very good. And good evening, everyone. Good evening to everyone joining us on our live stream. We are streaming live today from Sheps Mound. It is the first time ever we are doing a night live stream from Sheps Mound in Sydney. We have done quite a lot of night streams in Tokyo, at Tokyo Haneda and Tokyo Narita, but we've never done one over here. So it's great. Just the other day yesterday I mentioned we are not too sure whether we would be streaming live in the night, but I'm glad we are doing it. So I hope you all are enjoying the scene. Right, what we saw on screen was Sydney to Chengdu of Sichuan Airlines, the A330-200, but we also see Air India, so that is Air India Boeing 787-8. Air India only has Boeing 787-8s in their fleet, at least the older ones. The newer ones, I do believe that they have got some -9s, but for now it is just the -8s. Air India Sydney to Delhi service registered as VTANN. How is everyone, all those joining us on our live stream from Sydney and everywhere in Australia, Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, Adelaide, all of the regional cities, all of Australia, Hobart. Have you all had your dinner? How's everything going with you all? Let us capture one of these planes that is taxiing across. Which plane is this? Sydney to Auckland on the Boeing 777 freighter, Emirates Sky Cargo. Wow, it's going to be nice to capture it. Oh yes, nice and clear. Easy. How good was that? Super nice to get that aircraft. Where is Air India Boeing 787? Okay, this is Air India's Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner to Delhi, India. It's about a 12-hour flight. So it's going to be taxiing all the way to runway 34. The whole day runway 34 was being used. We had runway 34 starting from morning and it still is being used. So that's a good thing. Hopefully tomorrow as well, runway 34 will be in use, and we will be glad to bring that action to you all. All right, Melbourne to Sydney QF486 has just arrived. We should be able to see that one just slowing down and then taxiing. Let us see how it works out. Ah, there you go. There you go. Nice. Okay, let's look at the ground vehicles. I love those blinking lights though. Look at that building. Alrighty, Sydney to Chengdu service on the Airbus A330-200 of Sichuan Airlines has already begun its takeoff roll. We should be able to see it shortly. How good was that, right? Wonderful. Anyway, let's see what else we can get. Sydney to Delhi service. We are getting Sydney to Delhi. We are going to get Sydney to Shanghai, but it hasn't even pushed back, I believe. I don't really see it there. Yeah, I don't see it actually. But anyway, let us see if we can have a look at the moon. The moon is out. I don't think so. Okay, let's get Sydney to Delhi service on the Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner of Air India. Another great takeoff it will be. Hopefully they don't rotate before these plants. So you see how it is. Earlier in the morning we wanted them to rotate before the plants because we could get the view. Right now we want them to rotate after the plants so that we can get the view. In the morning we were at the beach. Right now we are at Sheps Mound. Wonderful to capture that one. Alrighty.
Oh my gosh, the door's like all the way open.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. How is everyone's Sunday? I hope you all have had a great Sunday and great weekend overall. For those of you who have the public holiday tomorrow, we have one more day of holiday. Yeah, that's going to be nice. And if you all are free and up for the challenge, watch us tomorrow morning as we capture a lot of the special liveries coming in. We have Air Canada coming in with the employee livery, 2026 employee livery. We do have Juneao Air again with the Chinese Peony livery. There was another plane that we saw and I just mentioned it on the live stream. I totally forgot about it right now, but yeah. Oh, there's Xiamen Air with the Planet livery as such. So there's quite a lot of the action that's going to happen. Okay, we do see planes out there. Yeah, let's capture Jetstar. Yeah, nice. So what we are waiting, so you know everyone, the main aim of our live stream right now is to capture the A380 departure of Emirates, and hopefully we'll get a very good view of it. At this very moment, we are here at Sydney Airport. We did capture quite a lot of domestic departures and arrivals this morning, but right now our main aim is just the A380. Okay, everyone, we see the broccoli livery of Qantas's aircraft. We spotted this earlier in the morning, and yeah, it probably went somewhere in the country and has come back once again, and this is the broccoli livery Qantas. I believe that is China Eastern Airlines, if I am not wrong. Hey, hello, Dina. Hello, Dinos. Thank you very much for joining us on our live stream. How have you been? It's been a long time coming since we last streamed. If you recollect, we last streamed at Tokyo Haneda, Tokyo Narita. After Tokyo Narita, back in February, that was February 8th, we directly streamed, we did stream on February 9th from inside Tokyo Narita's Terminal 1, as we got the A380, the flying turtle, the orange livery, one. And after that we streamed yesterday's stream wasn't as good because we had real bad internet connectivity, so we did get a bit annoyed, and it was pathetic to say the least. It was that bad with the internet. So yeah, once we finished off with that, we actually streamed this morning, and this morning we got quite a lot of planes. We didn't get any special liveries, but we are expecting 3 special liveries tomorrow. Juneyao Air with the Chinese Peony livery. Then we do have Xiamen Air coming in with the Planet livery, and Air Canada on its Boeing 777-200 with the 2026 employee livery. Look at what we got here, Cathay Pacific. Wow. I love this. So Dinos, hope you're doing well. It's been quite a long time, a very long time since we last spoke. And yeah, we did see your comment earlier today on one of our videos. However, we were super busy, as you know. We streamed this morning until about early afternoon, went back home, had lunch, got fresh, and then we were prepping up for another stream. That is what you see right now. Oh yes, Dinos, we do have a new logo. It's been about a month since we had a new logo. If you may have noticed closely, we couldn't post as well for quite some time. We had no stock of videos and things like that, but last week, yes, we did film quite a bit, and that is what we started posting. And you know, this week, yesterday we streamed, today we streamed. In fact, we plan to stay here until the end, like, you know, till the curfew hits, but we are not too sure. It's getting a bit colder, and I haven't got my warm clothes out here. So let us see how everything goes, but hopefully we at least get the departure of the Emirates A380 service to Dubai. And yes, thank you very much. Thanks for your kind words, Dinos. We do hope to bring a lot of this action to you. Hopefully you can watch us on our stream tomorrow. We plan to be here at the airport, the same place, the beach, about, let's say, 6 a.m. I believe. That is what I would say. Oh, we have Thai Airways that has just arrived. Very nice. Right, that is China Eastern. It's going to make its way to runway 34, so pretty much, let's say, about 3 to 5 minutes time before it takes off. Virgin Australia. And yes, Dinos, with on the topic of having a new logo, yes, indeed, we have a new logo, as well as just this morning we started using the new software for streaming. As you can see, we do have a bit of overlays. Earlier, our stream was very basic, very vanilla. This morning we did have a bit of overlays. Right now, as we started, we also have the time up there on the center of the screen. When we started this stream, the time was next to the live icon. So we shifted it to the center, so, you know, we get a very good view and everyone knows what time it is here in Sydney, so that if there's any of the aircraft that they are tracking, they'll be getting a good look. Again, you know, we did have issues with the zoom this morning on this new streaming software. However, we got it fixed when we were home and prepping up for this stream. So hopefully all the issues would have been ironed out, and hopefully we get to learn more about this software. Now again, Dinos, as we are speaking, I did mention that I have never done a night live stream out here in Sydney, and rightly so. This is our first one ever. I do recollect we did the live streams at Tokyo Narita and Tokyo Haneda, but we were never really expecting to do a live stream out here. So it is quite a surprise. It is anyone's dream. It is anyone's guess why we even ended up doing a stream and why we are here right now. But yeah, no complaints, right? I'm totally I'm totally assured about this by looking at the comments and everyone wanting us to stream even more. I'm pretty assured that no one's complaining about us being out here at the airport. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you. We did capture Air India and Sichuan Airlines that just took off a couple of minutes ago. Not too sure if you had a look at it, but if not, no problem. You haven't really missed out anything. We will be getting the A380 actually of Emirates, so hopefully very soon. I'm not too sure if Qatar is ready by any chance. I think they're going to take quite some time. So let us see. Alrighty, Sydney to Shanghai, China Eastern Airlines, almost at the holding point at the runway. So we should get that one. This is Sydney to Honolulu. I don't know why I said Tokyo. I probably felt that HNL Honolulu was HND Tokyo Haneda. But yeah, let us see what we can get. Good evening everyone joining us on our live stream. If you are enjoying the stream, you'll know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We will be streaming tomorrow morning as well. Super early morning, even before the curfew ends, we will start streaming on our channel because tomorrow we've got to capture a lot of those special livery aircraft out there. So it's going to be one hell of a time that, we are going to enjoy. We were waiting for special liveries for quite some time. We did get China Southern Airlines special livery, the Vital Bay livery, which is the 15th National Games livery that we did film last week, and we also posted it last week on our channel. All right, Sydney to Los Angeles, VHOQB. We saw VHOQB arriving this morning. That is the second A380 that Qantas got from Airbus, and I'm glad that we were able to see that one take off Sydney to Los Angeles, a 14.5-hour flight. All right, Sydney to Shanghai, China Eastern has begun its takeoff roll, and we should be able to see it soon. Were you all able to hear the bikes? All right, we should get China Eastern. Yeah, nice rotation just in front of us. Super lovely. All right, so Dino says they had the A220X VHX4A registration broccoli at Gold Coast, but the wind blew your gear, mates. It was 200 on approach with blue skies. How funny is that, mate? Wow. Thanks for the good laugh, mate. It really made us laugh. Thank you. Yeah, we are enjoying that. Thank you so much. Yeah, that broccoli, I'm telling you, that's a naughty broccoli, mates. Alrighty, Jetstar. I wish to see most or perhaps all of the Jetstar aircraft in the new livery. It's so brighter than this one, the silverish, grayish color. Alright, we'll leave it at that and concentrate on Virgin Australia. Nice bluish hue inside. I like that. Yes, you missed a beautiful picture, mates. Don't worry, there's always another time when the broccoli livery is going to come back out there and you're going to have a good look. Let us see what we can capture right now. The Honolulu service. Yeah, Sydney to Honolulu. Right, what do we have there? DHL. Alrighty, here we see DHL. It has a longer, in fact, yeah, quite a long taxi time because, you know, coming in from the cargo terminal, they've got to go the whole length of runway 16 to the other end where runway 34 begins, and, you know, then they will start their takeoff roll. So, yeah, a pretty long one, but no problem as long as we can capture a good view of it. It's going to be fun. And welcome once again to everyone joining us on our stream from anywhere and everywhere in the world. How good is it that today is the first time ever in Sydney that we are having a live stream and getting the love and response from all of you. Thank you very much. Let us know if you all love these night streams, and we might as well just make it a permanent fixture on our channel. You never know, we can do all the crazy things like how we did earlier this year, going to Tokyo Haneda and filming at Narita. So there's quite a lot of crazy things that we usually do almost always, and we are always happy to bring all of that action to you all. Okay, the background that you hear is just the kids playing around. Those are over here, so please don't mind us. Hopefully like the sound will reduce a bit as they move on the other side to play. Oh yeah, right. Indeed, Dinos. Yes, it is funny. But yeah, the silver Jetsstars are literally boring, especially when you look at the new livery of Jetstar. You happen to like it more. And not sure, Dinos, if you know this, I did read somewhere that mentioned that the new livery of Jetstar, it actually saves money for Jetstar because the new livery, you know, that slightly grayish color, more of a brownish hue to it sort of a thing, it actually keeps the plane much more cooler than the old livery paint, you know, that silver grayish color thing. So because it keeps the plane cooler, you don't really use as much of air conditioning power. So, you know, in the end, you are saving money. So that's quite a good thing for Jetstar, considering the fact that, you know, you have low fares every day. That's what they say, and hopefully they can pass on that cost savings from using less air conditioning to the customers. So yeah, let's hope for the best. And this is Qantas QF12 Sydney to Los Angeles. It is VHOQB, and we did capture VHOQB arriving earlier today. I do believe that we may have caught it coming in from Los Angeles itself. I could be wrong, but I do think that could possibly be the same one. But I'm glad, you know, we captured VHOQB arriving earlier today, and now we see it depart too. Lovely. So the best thing is this plane departs on Sunday evening over here. Currently it's 8:38 p.m. and it's going to arrive in Los Angeles at 6:38 p.m. on Sunday evening. So you get a whole day and 2 hours more. So literally you're traveling back in time. But tell me about it. When you come from Los Angeles, you take a direct flight to Sydney, you lose out on your 2 days. So 1.5 days, where is it gone? You'll say you're traveling, but you're traveling just for 14 and a half hours. Yeah, of course, I'm just being funny, but we all know the time difference between Los Angeles and Sydney is about 17 hours at this very moment. Yes, totally agree with you, Dinos. That ceramic look is nice and fresh. Not very many people love new liveries, especially let's talk about Korean Air. A lot of people are quite upset, but I think it's growing on me. I happen to like it. And I was having a chat with another friend of mine, avgeek, last week. His name is Matt, and he has a channel, Aviation with Matt. Even he seems to be liking the livery now that it's growing on us, and we do know about this livery. We did speak about the liveries in the morning, and one of the reasons why all this is happening, you may have noticed, not only in aviation but everywhere else in the world as well. Whatever logos and liveries and company logos as such change, the text change. They're trying to make it more simpler so that not only the young people and the tech-savvy people are able to relate to the brand, but in fact they want everyone to be inclusive, so that includes the aged, the slightly less able to concentrate people and things like that. Of course, with due respect to everyone, we do want everyone to be included, and I'm pretty sure the simpler the logos and stuff, it's going to get well. And I think it's only time before it grows onto people. But yeah, Korean Air, that Pepsi livery looks really nice on their old planes. Of course, even tomorrow we are going to be getting the Pepsi livery of Korean Air on the Boeing 787-10. Okay, we don't see anything here. Let us see if we can capture some movement on that side. Okay, we do see corners. All right, everyone, for those who have been in Sydney and have traveled through Sydney many times, all will know the building that you see behind the plane in the background. What building is that? Comment and let us know, or maybe just take a guess. Whoa, DHL already took off. Didn't know it would be rotating even before the plan. So yeah, couldn't really get a rotation video, but regardless, it's been nice to capture it. Virgin Australia, Boeing 737. That's Sydney to Brisbane service. Alright, that's Sydney to Brisbane service. And let us see what more we can find. If y'all can see straight, that's the road. Let us see if we can zoom in. Yeah. That's the road I usually take when I come to Plane Spot and live stream. Oh, I think that's an emergency vehicle light. All right, QF12. Nice. Super nice. We got QF12 registered as VHOQB, Qantas's second Airbus after VHOQA Nancy Bird Walton. So we happened to see it in the morning. That came in from Los Angeles, I believe. And yeah, I'm not too sure if it would have been the one from Singapore though. However, the star of the show, what we are here for, Emirates EK413. You won't believe, everyone, you won't believe how many times you've seen this aircraft. So we saw it in the morning arriving from Dubai. Then on the very same stream, we saw it departing to Christchurch. We wanted to capture it as it arrives from Christchurch, but now we weren't at the airport. And now we will see it departing to Dubai again. So 3 times in a day. How good is that? It is just pushing back, so it's going to be a while before we end up seeing some action from it. But meanwhile, we'll just have a look at another Boeing 737 of Virgin Australia. Nice. All right, what else do we have? Where's Emirates? Oh, okay, we see Emirates. Okay, we have a Virgin Australia Boeing 737 that has just arrived. Right, it's arrived on runway 34L, so that's the reason it looks that far off. Let us see if we can get a shot of it whilst it's taxiing onto the rapid exit taxiway. Yeah, okay, you see the turn, the right turn. Hey Jeff, hello Jeff. Hey Jeff, we just spoke about you this morning. This morning we streamed yesterday after 2 months. After 2 months, after streaming at Tokyo Haneda and Tokyo Narita, we streamed yesterday. But yesterday we ended the stream quite early because we were so annoyed with the internet. The internet was literally giving us speeds of about 100 kbps. But yeah, Jeff, this morning we spoke about you to our viewers because we saw the Chamonix arrive and then depart, and I do recollect your mum was traveling on Chamonix the other day, and that's the reason. And yeah, I did speak about you, and you know, we were thinking like what could have happened, because usually you're one of the viewers who is always there on a Sunday. But I'm glad to see you now. And yes, in fact, you know, I don't really know why we are streaming at this hour, because this is our first live stream in Sydney post sunset, so like, you know, literally in dark hours as such. We've only ever done this in Tokyo, at both the airports, Tokyo Haneda and Tokyo Narita, but we have never done it here in Sydney. So for whatever reason we are doing it, I'm pretty much not complaining, for the very fact that, you know, we've had so many people show us the love and then at the very same time, even you come to the stream. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it, mate. And so Jeff, just wanted to let you know, and apologies first of all that we could not stream for the 2 months. Like, you know, we went to Tokyo, Haneda, Tokyo, Narita, we then went to Singapore, went to India, and then few other places here and there, came back in March. After coming in March, one of the weekends it was raining, the second weekend I was busy, the third weekend it happened to be a weekend where the runway 25 was being used, the east-west runway, and you know, the east-west runway doesn't really give us much of the view, and sadly that was the day when I had dressed up and was ready to drive to the airport. So yeah, gave up on that. Then the fourth weekend I travel once again overseas. I come back, then the second weekend of April I get way too busy with work and stuff. The third weekend of April it is once again runway 25 because it's windy, and here we are on the fourth weekend streaming live. So we streamed yesterday for 4 hours, today we streamed for a little over 6.5 hours, and right now I have no idea why we are streaming at this hour of the day, something that we've never done, but it seems to be everyone's liking it, so we might as well make it a permanent fixture, you never know. And Jeff, tomorrow morning we will be streaming live even before the curfew ends, because we want to capture a few of those special liveries. The first special livery is going to be Juneao Air having the Chinese Peony livery. Then we will be having Air Canada on the Boeing 777-200 with the Best Employee 2026 livery. And then we have Xiamen Air that comes with the Sustainable Planet livery. So yeah, whenever I see Xiamen Air, I always think of you, Jeff, and it's a pleasure, you know, it's so nice to see you here on our stream at this time. It's like, it doesn't really get any better than this. So thank you very, very, very much. Oh, okay, Jeff, you were sleeping late. Cool, no problem, mates, no problem. Hopefully you can catch us tomorrow on our stream. As you see, we also have a bit of overlay. We had a bit of overlays this morning. Right now, we fixed up a bit more overlay with the timing out there on the screen. Hopefully, we can continue doing that. And that is all thanks to the new streaming software that we are using. We are still learning quite a bit, so please bear with us during this transition period. Yeah, thanks Jeff, thanks for your understanding, and hopefully we can now continue streaming. We will try bringing some of the nighter streams as such, as well as you know, get those weekend streams. Wow, you're heading to LA this Thursday, going to your cousin's wedding ceremony. Wow, that's very nice. I hope you have a great time. How long will you be in LA for? Would it be about a month or something? Longer? Shorter? What exactly is it? And most importantly, which airline are you flying? Are you flying Qantas? Are you flying on QF12, the A380 that just departed a couple of minutes ago? I'm not too sure if you were on the stream back then, but yeah, QF12, Sydney to Los Angeles. It just departed about, I would say, 10-11 minutes ago. Whoa, how nice, Jeff, that your mom came back on that one. Wow, you see the Xiamen Air always has the memories of you, you know. It's like whenever we see Xiamen Air, we think of you, and this is really nice to know that your mom came back on that special livery, and we expect to see it tomorrow morning. So yes, it's going to be one hell of a time that we will be capturing the Xiamen Air special livery tomorrow. All right, Link. So nice to get this. Just love the sound. I'm not too sure if you all can hear the sound, the engine sound, but if you all can, please enjoy. Let's get that ground vehicle. Alrighty, that's done. Let us see what else we can get. Okay, there we see Emirates. EK413, we saw it this morning twice, now we see it again. Thank you, Dinos. I hope you have a great night, and yeah, surely, thank you very much. We will appreciate your presence every time you join us on a live stream. In fact, we appreciate your presence now, and we appreciate your comment actually. We will go and read more of the comment later on in the day, as well as see you tomorrow. Okay, Jeff, you will go with Delta Airlines, so I believe that is DL41, 42, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think that's what we usually see this morning. So Delta, yeah, Delta will be nice. And you said you're flying on Thursday. Whoa, okay, Thursday. I was just thinking that might as well, you know, capture the movement of the Delta on the day you're flying. But yeah, sadly, because it's Thursday, it's going to be one of our work days, and you know, the morning departures is when we are like total busy at work. But yeah, no problem. When will you be back? Hopefully everything will go well. Okay, you did mention there DL40. You will arrive Sydney on the 9th of May. Okay, 9th of May, I believe, is Saturday, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Saturday, cool. All right, Dino. All right, Jeff. We'll try capturing your flight on the 9th of May as it arrives. You're at Sydney Airport. Hopefully, runway 34 is in use at that time, and it will be a great one. In fact, you know, runway 16 as well. It's great to spot out planes from there. We had Aviation with Matt. Matt showed us a great spot last Sunday, and it's indeed good. But just that, you know, it's a bit of a walk, and then carrying our big heavy tripod and the other things could get a bit too hard. Otherwise, you know, we will still be streaming. If it's no matter which side and which runway they use, as long as they don't use runway 25, the east-west runway, it's totally fine. We will be capturing the arrival for you. And yeah, of course, weather permitting, you know, we don't really want it to rain, because the rain spoils the fun actually. Hello, Kobe. Hello. Welcome, Kobe, to the stream. How are you doing? Hope you had a great Sunday. Kobe, no, we don't listen to the ATC. The very reason we don't listen to the ATC is because we try to keep our setup as lean as possible. So yes, we don't really have the walkie-talkie for the ATC, and at the same time, you know, we are trying to keep our setup super lean, so that we can be very mobile for the volume of the videos that we post. If you see our channel, the volume is way too high in terms of YouTube Shorts, YouTube long form content, not as much. But again, you know, with live, as you see, we had one live session yesterday. This is our second live session of today, plus we will be having another one early tomorrow. So, you know, keeping in mind the volume of the videos that we put out on our channel, yes, we aren't really doing much where, you know, it's going to add up to the whole setup as such. So yeah, unfortunately, we don't really listen to ATC. But never say no, Kobe, you never know. Maybe in future we could do something as such. But as of now, to be very honest, at this stage we don't listen to the ATC. But hopefully in the very near future we will. That's DHL once again. Of course, not the same plane. Yeah, welcome everyone. Wishing you all a very good evening. Alrighty, that's the look of A380 of Emirates. We will see it shortly departing from runway 34. I do believe that they will not rotate around here. I could be wrong, but let us see, unless they use full thrust and, you know, want to use the length of the runway. We all know Dubai is quite far. It is about 12,000 kilometers away from Sydney. There'll be quite a lot of fuel. I do believe it's going to be a little over 100 tons of fuel in that Emirates flight, and likely so for this Qatar Airways flight too. So they are pretty long haul flights, 14 and a half hours. It's going to be It's quite comfortable, don't get me wrong, but then, considering the fact that it's that long, so many passengers, their luggage and things like that, you need a lot of fuel, and when you have that lot of fuel, you need that extra runway. So let us see how everything works out. The only thing I could possibly think of is, considering the situation in the Middle East, a lot of people would have cancelled their plans, or maybe, thinking twice about their plans. So that could be the only reason why we wouldn't be seeing a full flight. Else usually Emirates and Qatar Airways are always operating at nearly 100% of capacity, considering the fact that they do have a lot of transit passengers. A lot of people work in Dubai, and yeah, Dubai is a great city. I'm pretty sure you all will agree with me. Yes, Jeff, 9th May is Saturday, and we will surely try capturing DL40 for you. Maybe if you're at the window and, the beach side, especially if you're on the left side of the plane and the landing is on runway 34, maybe you'll be able to have a look at us. Of course, when you try looking at the beach from the plane, it's quite far, so it's just a hit and miss. Alrighty, we do have some long haul. So Emirates went ahead, then followed by Qatar Airways. We have Scoot out here for its flight to Singapore Changi International Airport and Terminal 1. And then Ahat is on this, like I said earlier this morning, All Nippon Airways for its flight to Tokyo Haneda, and right now again another flight to Tokyo Haneda. Anything that goes to Tokyo Haneda, our hearts are on it, because the amount of love that we got from our Japanese viewers was exceptional. It's beyond our thinking of how much love we got. You all know that we are a very small channel. We don't really have very many subscribers. Of course, almost 5,000 subscribers is a big achievement in itself, but like I said, for us to plan a Tokyo Haneda trip just for the very sake of us, streaming live from there was a big risk that we took. And the very fact that you all could support us means volume. So we did have supporters from everywhere. We cannot forget our Australian supporters. Then we did have quite a lot of the Japanese aviators, aviation fans, avgeeks. We had people joining us from Miami, Florida, United States. We had quite a lot of them from the UK, Portugal, Spain, Slovakia. So talk about it. It's like, the love that we got there, and of course the variety of airlines that we see there. Rightly so, because Japan being in the center of Asia, one of the best economies of the world, yes, you will have many of those airlines coming out there. Over here, we don't see as many airlines for the very fact that the geographical position of Australia is, towards one end of the world. So yes, that's the thing. But apart from that, even Australian aviation is no less than anything else. Alrighty, let us check flight radar to see what's happening. Okay, Sydney to Adelaide service on Jetstar. Let's capture that one before we capture all the heavies. Alrighty, let's get ready. Alright, Kobe, you love the planes? Yes, thank you very much. Thanks for saying that. And yeah, I hope we can bring a lot of the planes to you. Kobe, if you are free tomorrow morning, please join us on our stream. We will be having 3 special livery aircraft coming in. We have Air Canada coming in with its Employee 2026 Best Employee livery. We have Xiamen Air coming with the Sustainable Development livery, the environmental livery, United Nations one, just as Jeff mentioned earlier on the stream. And then we have Juneao Air coming with the Chinese Peony livery. We did capture the Chinese Peony livery just yesterday as well, as it departed, as it arrived from China as well as departed to China, and I'm glad for the second time they are sending it. Of course, we would have loved to see the latest livery from Cathay Pacific, which is also called the 80th anniversary livery, registered as BLRJ. Sadly, it's not coming in tomorrow, but hopefully we can get it on one of the weekends, and it's going to be a great experience. All right, as we speak, EK413 Sydney to Dubai service on Emirates A380 is just lining up on runway 34L. It is registered as A6-EUS, delivered to Emirates in February of 2017. It is 9 years old. Let's get ready. How many of you all are waiting for the Emirates departure out of Sydney? Earlier we used to have 2 daily departures, in fact 3 departures out of Sydney, 1 in the morning at 6 and then 2 around this time within a span of 35 minutes. But right now we just have 1 departure out of Sydney. And I'm pretty sure even the morning service at 6 has been cancelled temporarily, considering the fact that there have been issues, you know, in the Middle East with the war and things like that. Of course, there's a ceasefire in place, but until things get much more clearer, we don't really know. But anyway, we do see Emirates EK413 coming in. Let's capture that one. Yeah, there you go. And like I said, you see, they did not rotate early because they do need that space. Happy journey, Emirates. We have a special place for you in our heart, because the country of the United Arab Emirates, the city of Dubai, you as an airline, you'll mean quite a lot to us, and pretty sure Sydney Airport misses all of the Emirates departures and arrivals too. Emirates has been an integral part of Sydney Airport, no doubt about that, right? I think Emirates is one of those airlines that takes quite a lot of people from Sydney to anywhere in Europe in a span of let's say maybe 20 hours, 21 hours if you have a very tight connection in Dubai. In fact, you can leave on the very same day on the 6 a.m. flight on Emirates and then reach Europe, reach Dubai by afternoon on the same day. Take about another flight, 6-7 hour flight, and reach Europe, maybe London or something on the very same day, because it's still going to be the same day in Europe when you arrive. Of course, in Australia, it's going to be the following day. But you know what I'm trying to say is Emirates does get a lot of that transit traffic, and it has been an integral part here in Australia to keep those prices low. How many times have we traveled on Emirates, a world-class airline, and yet prices are so reasonable compared to other airlines which will not even take you as fast, won't be even having a great product as such. Don't get me wrong, it's not that other airlines have a bad product, but when you do compare, when you try to see what you get for your money's worth, it is a totally different perspective that you end up with. So yes, our hearts go out to Emirates, and hopefully Emirates can come back with all of its planes right here. It's going to be wonderful to have Emirates back with us. Sydney to Honolulu service on Hawaiian Air, and it's operated by Alaska Air, registered as N379HA, Airbus A330-200. Lovely. I didn't think it's that busy in the night, but it is nice to see that. It's our first time, as you all know, that we are streaming in the night, so yeah. Right, where are you hurrying? They are like literally fast, but probably they look fast because it's a smaller plane. Oh my goodness, I am so hungry. Jetstar. Okay, as we speak, Sydney to Doha service on QR909, registered as A7A, and Q has lined up on runway 34L for its departure. It has begun its takeoff roll, so we should see it shortly. Let's get ready for it. There you are. Yeah, nice. For those of you who don't know, that's a Boeing 777. Sorry, not a Boeing 777, an Airbus A350 1000. But for those of you who don't know, usually that service used to be operated by an Airbus A380. Of course, no demand. So that's one of the planes, as well as Virgin Australia used to lease out their Boeing 777 from Qatar Airways. That service is temporarily halted till the global situation gets better and there's more certainty around stuff. All right, Sydney to Singapore service, TR15, that is Scoot, the low-cost carrier of Singapore Airlines. Let us see and catch that departure too. Well, I thought the place out here at Sheps Mount, as you all know, we are at Sheps Mount and that's what our overlay says. I thought it would be quiet, but it seems to be there's quite a lot of people here, more than I expected. And you see the number of cars parked out here. Okay, let's get ready for our next departure. Okay, TR15, that is Scoot, is getting ready, just turning on to runway 34L. All right, we should see TR15 now. That is Scoot. Is it Scoot Airlines or Scoot Airways, or is it just Scoot? Because I just believe they say Scoot and I never really see anything added to it. So it just has to be Scoot. For those of you who don't know, Scoot is the low-cost carrier of Singapore Airlines, and this is one of the very many flights to Singapore. And in fact, the last flight to Singapore on the day, this is going to arrive just about 3 a.m. Singapore local time, which means 5 a.m. out here. And that really speaks volumes, because 9 o'clock, 9:11 p.m. at this very moment, which is going to be about 5:11 a.m. in the morning for us. All right, what do we have next? Hobart to Sydney service on JQ724 has arrived. I think we'll just get a bit of it where it's reducing its power, but in the meanwhile, we have Turkish Airlines out there. I've never really spotted a Turkish Airlines flight out here in Sydney, let alone the fact streaming in the night. So yes, this is the type of things we do on this channel. You know, we will literally try all that we can for the love of aviation, and I hope you all like it. Okay, here's the Jetstar that we mentioned, the Hobart service JQ724. Quite slow at this very moment. So yes, we do have a bit of those heavy departures right now, and like I said, our beloved service to Tokyo Haneda on All Nippon Airways. I did mention earlier today in the stream, a lot of people, they do not know when we do say All Nippon Airways, but in fact All Nippon Airways is the long form for ANA that we have as an acronym. So ANA, All Nippon Airways. You may ask, what is Nippon? Nippon is just Japan. So yeah, Sydney to Tokyo Haneda on the Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, the second departure to Tokyo Haneda for the day of ANA. Once again, wishing everyone a very, very good evening and sending best wishes to you, HAPS, through this aircraft, Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner to Tokyo Haneda. Wow, super lovely. If it was only daytime, we would get such a good view of the aircraft. But that's okay, we aren't complaining. Alright, what do we have next? D7221 Air Asia X. Ooh, it has a Visit Malaysia 2026 Truly Asia livery. I believe we captured it just yesterday on our live stream, and today we are capturing it nighttime. I don't think we'll be able to see much of it, but it should be a good one. Considering the fact that it is so dark at this stage, I don't think we'll be able to see, but no complaints. We can always get it during the daytime when it is much more brighter. Yeah, but before that we have Virgin Australia 441 Adelaide to Sydney service on the Boeing 737. Yeah, instead of leaving the scene as such, let us see what's happening at the terminal. That is the Terminal 1 of Sydney's International Airport. There you are, Virgin Australia. Good evening, everyone, to all joining us on our live stream. I'm wishing you all a very good evening. Hoping you all have had your dinner by now and are just resting and enjoying our live stream on your big screens. To all who have joined us and to all who are enjoying our live stream, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, please join us tomorrow morning as we will be live streaming tomorrow morning. We are going to get 3 special livery aircraft. Juneyao Air with the Chinese Peony livery. We will be having Xiamen Air with the sustainable livery, United Nations livery, and Air Canada on the Boeing 777-200 with the 2026 Best Employee livery. Alrighty, Sydney to Kuala Lumpur getting ready for its takeoff roll. It has lined up on runway 34L. Okay, Haps says Kamata, Kawasaki, Yokohama. Do you live there? Do you live at Kamata, Kawasaki? Is it one place? I've heard Kamata on its own. I've heard Kawasaki on its own. I didn't know Kamata, Kawasaki is like one place. If it is, I hope you're having a great time, Haps. And hopefully you can go home and enjoy yourself. And yes, please take care of yourself, look after yourself. I hope you have a very speedy recovery. We all wish you very speedy recovery on behalf of all our viewers, all our subscribers here at Sydney Airport Aviation. We wish you a very speedy recovery, hoping you feel better very soon and you have no pain or after effects of the surgery. Right, let us capture another plane. That is Air Asia to Kuala Lumpur. Okay, what do we have next? Sydney to Honolulu service, followed by Sydney to Angeles City. Angeles City is in the Philippines, and that is Boeing 767-300ER, which is a cargo service, mind you, UPS. We then have Sydney to Adelaide service and Sydney to Kuala Lumpur on Turkish Airlines. So quite a lot of them. After that, we do have QF73 Sydney to San Francisco as well. Oh wow, just as we speak, it is just around here on the Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, registered as VHZNH. We will try capturing this one too. But then if there's no other planes after that, we might end the stream. Okay, Sydney to Honolulu service on flight AS852 of Hawaiian Airlines is departing. It has already begun its takeoff roll and we should be able to see it soon. But what we see in front is Fiji Airways taxiing to the terminal on its Boeing 737. But yeah, let us get ready for Hawaiian Air. Yeah, there you go, Airbus A330-200. Oh, wonderful. Those light poles look like some sort of decoration actually. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit. Yeah. You give some nice vibes. And then let us look at those blinking red lights on the building. Yes, this scene looks perfect. The building with the blinking lights on the left and Terminal 1 of Sydney Airport on the right. Alright, slightly bit of a lull, but stay with us, stay tuned. We have UPS flight 5X139 Sydney to Angeles City, that is CRK, the code for Angeles City Airport in the Philippines. It's a cargo flight and we should be able to see it shortly. It has just lined up and is waiting for takeoff clearance. Boeing 767-34. And the age of the aircraft is 29 years. November of 1996 is when it was delivered. All right, let's get ready to spot that aircraft of UPS. Okay, we hear the engines. Whoa, it already took off. Going to be about an eight and a half hour flight to Angeles City. Right, that's done. And then let us get back to our view. We do see the road ahead with so much of traffic. Tomorrow is going to be even much more traffic, as all the people who went out on the long weekend will be coming into Sydney. So it's going to be chock-a-block of traffic tomorrow afternoon, late afternoon to early evening and to late evening as well. But wherever you are driving to or driving from, please just drive safely and everything will go well. Don't be in a rush. Alright, Sydney to Adelaide service on the Boeing 737-800, registered as VHVYD QF749. It has lined up on runway 34 and has just got takeoff clearance as it begins its takeoff roll. Okay, where is the plane? We are waiting for it. I hear no sound. Hopefully they don't rotate early because we do want to capture it. Alright, yeah, lovely. Very nice. Okay, do we see any action out there? Yes, we do. That is just Thai Airways getting towed to the remote bay, and it's going to be there until about tomorrow morning, I believe. Okay, Sydney to Kuala Lumpur service on Turkish Airlines Airbus A350. Yes, so did you see that reflection on the fuselage of the plane? I noticed it on quite a lot of planes that have been taking off, and the reason for that is the moonlight. Let us see if we can capture the moon. Yes, here you are. That's the moon for us. Isn't it nice and bright? So this is the moon that is shining its light on the planes, and they look wonderful. I do believe that once we get the full moon, it's going to be even much more, and it's going to be a very good view for all of us. But until then, yeah, we just have to make do with whatever we have, with the little bit of light that falls onto the planes. Alrighty, I think we have QF73, which will just be lining up on the runway, but prior to that we will be having Perth to Sydney service on Virgin Australia VA562. Okay, let us capture Virgin Australia VA562. Just about 9:30 p.m. at this very moment. All right, now we have Sydney to San Francisco service on the Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner of Qantas, registered as VHZNH. It has already begun its takeoff roll to San Francisco. We happened to see the San Francisco service arriving in Sydney earlier today in the morning, and we are glad we can capture this one as it makes its way to San Francisco. Okay, we captured that. Let us see Thai Airways. It's just being, like I said, it's being taken to the remote stand, and it's going to be until about morning. Okay, I think that is it. Or maybe they are going to push it even a bit more. Usually we end up seeing that Thai Airways plane when we come to the airport because it's so close to the road, as you can see. So all the lights and stuff like that is the airport perimeter, and this is the road. So you see on the left side is the road, on the right side is the plane. Now you may say it's not so close, but at one point it does look like that because that road is elevated. It's more like a bridge and it comes down, so it looks very close to us. And that's how I spotted Korean Air Airbus A380 in the month of October, because I was surprised. I didn't ever think that Korean Air would be sending their A380 here, and then later on I got to know they do send it to Sydney, Australia during the Southern Hemisphere summer, which starts summer period, so which is from October to end of March. And right now, since April began, they have changed it once again to a Boeing 777. Okay, so everyone, we are just waiting for a few aircraft. We don't really see any of the heavies as such. But we do have Sydney to Guangzhou, China Southern, that has just pushed back. Maybe we'll try capturing that, and then we can probably end the stream, because as you all know, we've got to wake up quite early tomorrow morning to come to the airport and film more of the action. And tomorrow we don't want to miss, because it's going to be good weather, special liveries out there, so there's a lot happening. And whilst we are looking at that, we'll just capture Jetstar. Here you go. Okay, you see the tail fin lights of Thai Airways has been switched off, as well as the interior cabin light. Even the interior cabin lights are on, if you all may have noticed. And now it's going to be that way until about tomorrow, when Thai Airways eventually makes its way to Bangkok. Right, and then we have China Southern Airlines Airbus A350-900 right in front of our eyes. Okay, it's gone behind the trees and it's going to be taxiing, and we'll be back again when it's on its takeoff roll. Hopefully it doesn't rotate too early. So it's 9:37 p.m. right now. Let us see what time we do get it on screen. I would expect it to be about 9:41, 9:42. Just checking to see if there's any heavy arrival here. Doesn't look like there is any. Usually we would be expecting Emirates to come in about any time now, but that's not going to happen because there is no service as such. So until the war completely settles down and there is some good outcome, I don't think we would be having any. So yes, I do believe without reasonable doubt that China Southern Airlines is the last heavy aircraft of the day that we will be getting to have a look at. Yes, apart from that, there wouldn't be anything else in terms of heavy aircraft. So what we will do is, after China Southern Airlines, we'll move to a static stream. We will zoom out and you all can just have a nice calm look at the terminal and aircraft taxiing around. As you all know, the taxiway which is in front of us as well, it hasn't had an aircraft for quite some time because it's 9:39 p.m. and soon it's going to be like the curfew hour will start, which is just about 1 hour and 20 minutes from now. So yes, thank you very much all once again for joining us. We appreciate your help. We haven't finished with the stream yet, but we are just pre-positioning ourselves because soon after we finish off with China Southern Airlines, we will be zooming out and making it a static stream. And for a couple of minutes, then we will finish off with the stream, go home, have a nice sleep. I don't think we are going to get sleep of more than 3 to 4 hours, and then come in tomorrow morning and capture all of that action. It's going to be a busy day for us tomorrow and a pretty long one, to say the least, but at least we will be capturing all of that action. So let's get ready for the final. And oh no, I thought it was. So this is just another aircraft to Avarua, JQ113. Yeah, so what I was saying is we are just getting ready for the last heavy wide-body aircraft departure out of Sydney. And then, we'll be going home, getting 3 to 4 hours of sleep. I believe 3 hours is more precise, because tomorrow we want to be very early out here so that we can capture everything and, get all of that action for you all. And once that is done, it's going to be a wonderful closure to the Anzac Day long weekend. We did promise everyone that we will be streaming 3 days in a row, and when we do it tomorrow, it means we have come true on our promises. Of course, we did not promise the night stream like today, but it seems to be you all love the night streams, and at this very moment I decide that on this channel we will be bringing more of the live streams. So let us see how we work that out. I don't really know when we will be doing it, how we will be doing it, but yes, we will be doing the night live streams. As you all know, getting a live stream in the night is challenging because you see there's not much of the aircraft at this stage. So we may have to start early, let's say about 4:30, and finish off by around this time, 9:30, 9:40. So it's more like a late afternoon to late night stream, or perhaps early night stream. All right, Sydney to Guangzhou service on the Airbus A350-900 has begun its takeoff roll. We should be able to see it shortly. China Southern Airlines. Yay! Hey, hey, hey. Super lovely. That was a wonderful departure of the very last wide body for today. Yeah, I have to stress for today, or else people may get thinking what it is all about. So yeah, it is just for today. And we will be having a lot of that wide body arrivals tomorrow morning in less than 9 hours from now. To be more precise, it's more like 8 hours and 17 minutes from now is when we will be capturing all of that action once again. So yes, now that we can't see much of that plane, we will zoom out and give you a nice static ASMR view for a while. And I hope then everything goes well with all of you. And once again, we appreciate your presence on this live stream. It is never really possible without you all. It is our first live stream. This is our first live stream here in Sydney, which is at this hour in the night. We have never really thought of doing such streams. We did test one of the night streams out here on this past Thursday, just for about 25 minutes to see the technicalities as such. And I do recollect mentioning it to our viewers that we would be looking at the technical aspect of it, which should take about a few weeks to a few months. But you see, we got here in just a little over 72 hours, I would say. Yeah, because on that day we were here about 6:30. So yes, please comment and let us know if you all liked the stream, if and this is something that you all enjoy, and we will be bringing more of these night streams to you all. I hope you all have enjoyed, and please join us tomorrow morning. Haps, I do know you're unwell, you're recovering, so hopefully you recover very soon. I'm wishing you a speedy recovery, and at the same time we hope to see you tomorrow on our live stream with all the special liveries that we are about to capture. Jeff, I hope you're having a great time, and hopefully, Jeff, we can see you on the stream tomorrow. I'm not too sure if you're working tomorrow or if you have a day off, but if you do have a day off, please try coming on the stream and let's have a chat. Let's share a lot of our aviation stories, aviation adventures. Let's share the knowledge that you have. Let's share the knowledge that I have. There's always something or other to talk about aviation, and let us all do that. Okay, I think instead of leaving it as a static stream, I will zoom in again. We do see some plane coming up over there, so we can just zoom into it and get a good view of it. In fact, Sydney to Melbourne service. It's Sydney to Melbourne service on the new Jetstar livery plane, so that is nice. All right, we were just panning around to show you all how everything looks like, what everything looks like, and yes, that's how it is. Okay, we thought we'll make it a static live stream, but we still see some domestic action, and we just thought we will get this done. Hey, good evening, mates. Good evening, Steve. We are done with all of the wide-body departures and arrivals for today. Like, you know, usually Emirates arrives a bit late too, but we don't have that Emirates service, at least for the timing, because of the Middle East war. Though there's a ceasefire in place, we expect all of those services to come back later this year. So for now, there's nothing. We are about to end the stream. We just thought we'll leave it as a static stream, but we still see some action here and there. So we just thought, you know, we might as well just show it to you all. But let me pan around and try to see if I can get the ATC tower for you all. Yes, that's the Sydney ATC. Okay, we were trying to pan the camera to get the plane that departed from runway 34 right, but doesn't seem like we could get it because we were so zoomed in. By the time we would zoom out, we would not get it anyway. Okay, we do see some action happening over there. Maybe that plane will be going to the remote bay. I am not sure, so let us just check flight radar 24 to see if there's any departure action, because we thought that we were done with most of the departures. Oh yes, we do have Hong Kong departure CX138 Cathay Pacific. So yeah, I thought it was done for the day, but no, we aren't. So yes, we do see Cathay Pacific. So let's capture Cathay Pacific, and yes, then I think we should leave Kuala Lumpur service on the Airbus A330-900. There's Taipei service at 10:10. Melbourne service on the Boeing 737-800, and the Osaka service, which is a cargo service on FedEx. So yes, that's pretty much. I thought it was done. We have Air New Zealand that's just coming. I believe it is coming from Auckland. Let us have a look. Yes, indeed, it is from Auckland. We'll get a better view of Cathay Pacific shortly. It's just turning and making its way. I did think that we were done with wide body departures, but we do have a couple of them. So we have Cathay Pacific, China Airlines, Kuala Lumpur service on Malaysia Airlines, and there is a FedEx departure as well. Let us see what we can get. I don't think we will be staying too long. Let us see if we can capture this taxiing aircraft, considering the fact that it's closer to us. The silhouette of the A350 looks so nice, especially from the front, the nose of the aircraft. Look at that. And then we have a Qantas 737. What's happening? I thought it's almost the end, but we are looking at some crazy busy action even at this time of the day, perhaps this time of the night. 10:01 p.m. currently. It's nice when you have those wing lights on. The plane is slightly illuminated and it gives us a much better view of the plane. Alright guys, so let us wait for Cathay Pacific's departure. I also don't see China Airlines out there, so it's probably started taxiing maybe behind the Thai Airways plane. Yes, you can see the tail of the plane as such. And let's have a look at Jetstar in the meanwhile. Okay, that is China Airlines to Taipei, registered as B18901, and it's an Airbus A350-900. It was delivered in September of 2016 to China Airlines, so it's 9 years old now. Okay, so both heavies have made their way. We also spoke about FedEx, and we see FedEx out here. So are we going to be left with any of the other departures then? There's a Melbourne departure at 10 o'clock. Yeah, but we aren't going to get that, I believe, just considering the fact that it would take off from runway 34R, which is behind us. However, there is the Kuala Lumpur service. It says estimated departure 9:56. I don't really see where the aircraft is. Yes, whilst I'm trying to have a look, I just can't see Malaysia Airlines. We did capture Malaysia Airlines this morning though, twice. Okay, I think I may have spotted it, but nah, it's not what I think it is. Okay, let's get ready for the departure. We hear the engines and we will be getting it. Cathay Pacific. Very nice to see that moonlight shining through the fuselage on top. Very nice. Hopefully we get some shots of this or maybe better than this on a full moon day. You know, weather has to be right and things like that. But no complaints whatsoever. Okay, what more do we have? Sydney to Taipei service just around the corner before it lines up on runway 34 left. Not too long before that happens. I do see Malaysia Airlines. That's the A330-900. It has just pushed back from the gate. Let me try showing that to you all. You all can see on the center of the screen the tail jutting out. That's the one. It's going to take a while before it does depart from here. Okay, we are getting the A350 departure of China Airlines. It's just going to be before it's just a little while before it starts its takeoff roll. This is the Melbourne to Sydney service on the A321. Registered as VHOGB. Okay, let's get a closer look of Virgin Australia's Boeing 737. And that is China Airlines. Yay to Taipei. Happy journey, safe journey. I think there was a parallel takeoff just behind us. There's another aircraft that took off of Qantas. I think it's a Boeing 737. Okay, we all can see Malaysia Airlines. The tail is the dead giveaway. We have VA897, that is Melbourne to Sydney service, that has just arrived. We'll probably get that as it passes through in front of us. And there you see VA897 Melbourne to Sydney service. And this time indeed, Malaysia Airlines is the final wide-body departure from Sydney for the day. It's going to take about, let's say, 7 to 10 minutes before it departs. So we do have a bit of time on hand. Okay, VA443 has landed. We can hear the thrust reversers. That is the Adelaide to Sydney service. And there it is passing in front of us. Okay, done with that, and now we just have two departures. FedEx to Osaka on the Boeing 777. It is just beginning its takeoff roll, and then we have Malaysia Airlines to Kuala Lumpur MH140 that we just saw taxiing past in front of us. It's making its way to runway 34 left. We do see a plane that side, that one, but we'll come back to it later. Let us capture FedEx service to Osaka. That's a cargo plane, and it's a Boeing 777. Okay, that's done, and now waiting for the final MH140. Okay, the noise you heard in the background is the other flight JQ824, which we spotted whilst it was taxiing in front of us. That is the Sydney to Brisbane service on the A321-200 long range LR Sydney to Brisbane on Jetstar JQ824. It is registered as VHOFE, and it's just 3 years old. July of 2022 is when it was delivered to Jetstar. And then the final aircraft for the stream, the wide body that we are filming, is Sydney to Kuala Lumpur of Malaysia Airlines MH140, registered as 9MMNM, and it's an Airbus A330-900. And the age is since August of 2025, so it's a brand new one. That is what Flight Radar tells us. So it's a brand new aircraft. What a way to end the stream, capturing a brand new aircraft and having a look. Very nice. Okay, Sydney to Kuala Lumpur service is just about the corner of the runway 34L. Meanwhile, we do have Melbourne Avalon to Sydney service that has come on the A320-200, registered as VHVFP, and it is 13 years old, delivered in February of 2013. And as we look at this aircraft, Jetstar, we also see on Flight Radar 24 MH140 Sydney to Kuala Lumpur service is now on runway 34L. It has lined up and is ready for departure. Okay, there you go. It has begun its takeoff roll. Let us capture that last wide body departure out of Sydney for today. Let's capture the brand new aircraft of Malaysia Airlines. Yes, nice bright lines that's passing through or passing on the fuselage, and that's the moon shining nice and bright on Malaysia Airlines. So anyway, guys, girls, everyone watching us, thank you very much. We appreciate your presence. It's been really wonderful having you all on the stream. This is something that we didn't plan to do. We just did it all of a sudden. Yes, we did have the technical studies for it, but we didn't think we would stream anyway so fast. But yeah, that's how things usually work. And hello, Nguyen Huang. Yes, thank you very much for all of your comments, Nguyen Hang. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, but if not, please forgive me and apologies if I am not getting your name right. However, thank you very much, Nguyen, for joining us on our stream. Please join us tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. We will be live streaming to capture all of the arrivals and departures all morning long. We have 3 special livery aircraft coming in: Xiamen Air with its United Nations Sustainable Development livery. We have Juneao Air coming with the Chinese Peony livery, and Air Canada with the 2026 Best Employee livery. Once again, thank you very much everyone for joining us. We appreciate your presence on our stream this morning as well as right now, and we would love to see you all tomorrow morning. Thank you very much, Nguyen. Once again, I love all of your comments, very nice. And yeah, we hope to see you, Nguyen, tomorrow morning. Hopefully it's going to be some really good weather day, as well as runway 34 will still be in use, and it's going to be quite good for all of us. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and we will see you in the next stream.